welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do something different and talk about different things that I've noticed while I live in the USA for 20 years I still find rather strange. So I've got 12 things on my list and I'm kind of curious if you've noticed these things too when you come and visit, or even if you live here and you think, oh yeah, that's strange. Anyway, number one on my list is toilet stalls. What the heck is wrong with not building the door properly? Okay, so in England, there's no gap. So when you go in and you go pee, nobody can see in. They can't see you because there's no gap in the side. But in America, for some reason, they don't ever build the doors properly. So there's always this gap so people can, they're waiting in line, you know, in the queue to go pee. And they're like, they can look in and stare at you go and pee. It's so random to me and bizarre. I always wondered about it. And whenever I go back to England and I get to the airport and I go pee and I think, oh nice, nobody can see me, that's nice. Have you ever thought about this? Because it's random thoughts of the day, but to be fair, I don't really want people watching me pee. It's not something I really enjoy having, like someone peeping in at me while I go pee. Anyway, number two on my list, let me look because I've got a list. Taxes. Heck, in England, you don't have to file taxes if you work for an employer, right? The employer does it for you, I guess. I never really thought about it until I moved here. And every single person has to file taxes here. I guess it's because there's all these loopholes with taxes and things, but heck, it'd be nice if your employer could just file your taxes like it does in England, so you don't have to stress about it every year, because honestly, quite stressful. Every year you get all this paperwork and you've got to file your taxes and then you do it, because I'm one of those people that does it right away. Because somebody didn't send you the right forms, so you have to do it again. That's what happened to me this year. It's crazy. So anyway, number three, healthcare. So healthcare, don't get me started on healthcare. This is another video I'll have to make about it, but it's scary. So I used to be a realtor, right? I used to have my own business in real estate, and I would help people sell their homes because they had so many medical expenses. They needed to sell their house to actually pay for their healthcare coverage. It was crazy. And so I don't know, I just find it's a little bit strange. You might get a bill, you might have surgery, and you won't just get one bill, you'll get like 3 different bills or something. And I find that really scary, and it's just strange. So I'll never get over that one. I really would prefer if it was just one bill. And also just picking your healthcare coverage is scary. Every year you've got to choose. If you don't have an employer, you're not working for an employer, you're self-employed, you have to pick your healthcare coverage and make sure you've got enough coverage. And anyway, that's another video. So number 4, sugar in everything. They put sugar in everything. Honestly, like I've never had so much sugar in bread. So bread in US is really sweet, but in England, you might have eggs on toast or beans on toast, and it's a savoury meal, you know, but when you have bread here, it's really, really sweet. It's weird. Like there's just so much sugar in everything. And yeah, just, you know, even peanut butter, they put sugar in it most of the time. I usually get the one, well, I don't really like peanut butter that much. I prefer almond butter, but I get the one that just has that on the ingredients, almonds, and that's it, you know, so, but it is kind of strange to me. Okay, number 5, hot dogs. I still do this to this day. It's so annoying. I order a hot dog and I expect it to be a sausage in a bun, you know, a hot dog. What we call hot dogs in England is an actual real sausage, and sometimes I still fall for it today, and I've been here 20 years. Oh my gosh. So I order a hot dog and then I get one of those Frankfurter little sausages that are like not that great. It's not really a meal, it's like eating air and you're starving afterwards and you need about 10 of them to fill you up. And so yeah, so basically that one, I still fall for that one for some reason. I've still not gotten to grip with it, and so I need to figure that one out. So I'm not quite Americanized yet, but I could be soon. I've been here long enough. Okay, number 6 on my list is fridge eggs. Everything's in the fridge in America. So even cheese, and don't get me started on cheese. So cheese, there's not any flavour to the cheese for some reason. Like it doesn't taste of anything. What is that? It just, pepper jack cheese has a little bit of flavour, but if you get cheese, sharp cheddar cheese in England is really sharp and good, and you can get extra sharp and it's so great. Oh my gosh. And the cheese here, you get sharp and it's not even sharp. It's bizarre that they call it sharp. I don't know, maybe that's just me, I don't know, but anyway, let me know in the comments what you think. Number 7 on my list is medicine ads. Like, pharmaceutical companies advertise everywhere, and I think it's actually illegal in England to do that. Obviously, we don't really go to the doctors in England and go, oh, I have this wrong with me, prescribe this for me. We're not going to tell them to do that. We just go to the doctors and say, I've got this wrong with me, can you tell me what I need to fix it? And they will tell us. But I think over here in America, a lot of people really do take, you know, their healthcare more seriously. I don't know if it's because, well, obviously we take it seriously anyway in England, but they go in there and say, I think I should try this medicine, I guess, anyway, because why would they advertise all these things otherwise? So I think that's what happens. Like, the patient tells the doctor that, oh, I think I want to try this medicine. That doesn't sound right, but I think they must do, because why would you have that many adverts otherwise? So number 8, in America, we have these greeters at the door, right? They're welcome to Walmart, and that's all they do really. They just welcome you to the store. And on that matter, so if you actually go shopping in a store, like you're going to go buy some clothes and stuff, in England, you just walk in the store. Nobody ever asks you anything. You just go about your way, and you know, you might be looking around. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to buy. So, but in America, they'll come up to you and say, can I help you? Well, I don't know. I just got here. How do I know if they can help me? When I first would move here, it stressed me out. I didn't even want to go shopping. Well, I don't actually like shopping anyway, but I would go shopping. And I'd go and I'd think, oh, I want to have a look at some clothes. And they'd go, can I help you? Can I do? And they keep coming up to you, asking you all these questions. I don't know if you can help me, because I actually have not even looked in the store yet. So that would stress me out when I first moved here. I've gotten used to it now, especially with servers, because the servers always come up to you and ask you, oh, can I help you? Do you need more water? Do you need this? And do you need that? They would never do that in England. You just basically, most of the time, you just order up the bar on your own. If you go to the pub and eat, you just order, and they'll just bring it to you. You just do it on the app now, and they'll just bring you your food, and that was it. You really don't have to talk to anyone. I guess we're just not very sociable English people or something. I don't know. I just don't want people coming up to me in the store asking me, do I need this? Do I need that? Do I need all these things? And I really don't know if I do. Maybe I do, but I didn't think I needed it. And now I'm scared and I want to leave. That's how I am. Number 9 on my list is they put lube in everything. Well, they don't put lube. Lube to us is more of a sexual thing you in England. And they say, oh, Jiffy Lube. And I guess there's just oil change places are called lube, which is kind of funny really when you think about it, because I don't think we ever really say lube unless it's for sexual reasons, you know, let's lube up. We're going to go to Jiffy Lube today. Anyway, so I guess that is one of them. We'll move on to the next one. Let me show you something that I think is the most hilarious thing of all. Wait. Now this is the funniest one. So what is this? In England, we call these a bum bag, right? But in America, you guys call them a fanny pack, right? But fanny in England is not bum. It is the woman's private parts. So we're not going to go around saying, so anyone says fanny pack to me, I just bust out laughing all the time. I cannot help it. I'll never ever be able to call it a fanny pack. And when my friend first moved here, she was at a store with her husband and she heard this guy shout to his child and say, I'm going to hit your fanny in a minute. And she was like, that's child abuse. So it was so funny, honestly. So she didn't really understand what fanny was then, but now it's just a funny story and it just makes me laugh. But anyway, oh yeah, so in England, so I think I'm turned into an American a little bit because I actually say hi to everyone when I walk past. I'm on a hike, I'm like, hello, have a good day, blah, 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 and all these things, right? But I think in England, that's not normal because I'll go back now and I say, oh, hey, how are you? And people look at me like, why are you talking to me? And so I think that in America, people do share a lot more things. Like when I first moved here, this lady would say to me, oh, I'm going to a psychiatrist. And I'd be like, why would you tell me that? How embarrassing. I would not tell anyone that if I was going to one. And I don't know if it's changed in England now because I've been here 20 years and mental health is more of a talked about thing, which it wasn't before. But I just thought it was bizarre that she would tell me all the things, like her whole life, basically a whole life story, and I didn't even know her. So I thought that was really interesting. And now obviously I say hi to people when I'm on a hike. Oh, hello, how are you? Have a good day. And they'll tell me things about their lives, and I could be there for ages listening to them. But I think in England I would never do that. Like I do say hi to people on the street, and my brother thinks it's weird. But I think, well, I'm just making someone, they might have not spoken to anyone all day. You never know, maybe I'm making their day. But I just think it's kind of funny that English people are very more, you know, they won't look up as much. Okay, number 12. This one is really interesting actually, because it's table manners. Not necessarily that they don't have manners, it's just that when you go out to eat, you often don't get given a knife. And I don't know about you, but English people, we always eat with a knife and fork, and that's just the way it is. And I don't know how to cut my stuff with just a fork, honestly. I still never got used to that, and I still won't. And I go to people's houses for dinner, like friends and stuff, and they still give me just a fork, and I think, oh heck, how am I supposed to eat my food without a knife? But Americans, they don't really use a knife unless it's like a steak or something that they really need a knife, is what they say. Americans.
And then you cut.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Here you go.
And then you twist and scoop.
This is the American way. Roar, caveman! And so I always thought that was a bit strange. Anyway, I think that wraps up my video because I don't want it to be too long. And I do love America, so don't think I don't, because obviously I live here, and you know, there's just some weird things sometimes that I think is so interesting and funny, especially fanny pack. Anyway, let me know if you can think of any other ones, because I honestly, there's so many other ones. I just think that it's so funny sometimes. So anyway, let me know in the comments below what you think and what your favourite funny comment is, you know, like cigarette, fag, all that. Just let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you because it is funny, and it still takes some getting used to sometimes. Sometimes I'll order chips and I think I'm going to get chips and I actually get crisps, and I'm like, no, damn it, I didn't want crisps. So anyway, see you next time.